Hambbage here, and welcome back again. We've got some more hardcore vanilla Minecraft in store, and I'm glad to have you with me. Hope you enjoy this video. If this is your first time around, welcome. Definitely check out the playlist. We've got this current world all broken out by itself. You can circle back to the beginning and kind of move through. Let the YouTube interface just move you through the season, or you can bounce around and look through some of our older worlds as well. At any rate, hope you enjoy and poke around. This is the continuation of a session that we'd already previously begun, and we're going to get back in. As you guys can see, I didn't even restart the game. I maybe should have, but it just sat. I have started uploading the most recent of our. Excuse the little bit of a sniff there, but I have started loading up our most recent play session. So a couple have gone up throughout the day today already. Oh, what was that? It sounded like a drop as we got started. Man, oh man, what is happening? Let's go take a sleep in our basement bed down by Salty. Hey, buddy. We're gonna sleep next to you. So, catching up a little bit, we've had a bunch of fun in my day today. Let's take a look. Notice, some of our gear is not entirely like new. maybe that's mixing a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty beat up. We definitely we certainly would like to get some improved gear going. Now we didn't switch out our food source, and that was maybe dumb. Did we cook the potatoes? Hang on, before we go, two things. We just at the end of the last session, we had harvested what we could of our fields and replanted crops, and we had a few extra potatoes. We had 2 stacks, and I was going to cook those. It would be good, since we only have 9 pieces of steak, that if we've already cooked the potatoes, ha ha ha! Look at that. Wonderful, wonderful food. All right, put you away until we get some more. You guys are a full backup. You can come over here. You're ready. And let's put away the bed. We don't need it for where we're going. Since we're here, I think we'll just combine these, but let's make one more pick while we're going. Yeah, I knew what we needed to do. Again, it's been a little while since I just last obviously played. Not so long that it wasn't just the same Minecraft running there. I hope that doesn't continue to suck up resources or anything while it's just sitting there. But yeah, I went outside. It's dry now. It's still very overcast, but fairly light, and it's actually getting relative to what we've had recently. It's pretty darn nice. There's not a lot of wind, and it's it's humid, but maybe close to 60 degrees, so Fahrenheit. So pretty pleasant. Nice day to be out and stretch the legs a little bit. It's supposed to get just wonderful going into the weekend. I think we're getting a couple days maybe in the 80s, and we've touched those temps here in Colorado. You can actually I've had February days where down here you get up into the 80s if it's just sunny and the temps are right. 80 can happen as much as it can snow any time of year, and it's again just that kind of be ready for anything, and you won't ever get bored of the weather here, that's for sure. But so last time we'd come all the way down here, we'd pushed through, we'd kind of inadvertently discovered, I don't know how far we got in either of these. Isn't there a connection between our 2 tunnels at some point? The other one, it kind of discovered that, oh, there's some lava in the mix here, and we ended up going over the top and reconnecting with some of the stuff that we'd already worked. So it doesn't look like we've come quite as far on that side, but this is likely some of that same lava, and it was discovering that made us realize, I think that's right, got to get back in the old pattern of underground mining here. So we're just not trying. Well, we'll probably discover some stuff as we go, like this set of caves, but less exploration, more hopefully diamonds. So again, we've been down here. I think we've come far enough to connect, and we haven't gone quite far enough yet to really get out of the footprint of all the caves and things that we've explored. But yeah, we want to now get to a lake, which was, that was well positioned. At least we didn't break through it and flood it all over. Okay, so lake. At the level it's at, first of all, that's what I thought, lake. You got a little surprise for us, don't you? Now we have to be ever aware and cautious, and we'll fill these in too, of the lava, since those two align. We're not going to want to risk, as we've shown in the past, where you go to the trouble of mining a diamond and then it drops right into a pool of lava. No good for anybody. Man, I guess this is the any more diamonds? Lots of coal. Something. So clearly, again, we've had lava, now we've had water, where you can have lakes above the level you're mining at. No biggie, but you do have to, just do minimal work to make sure that doesn't come back through. So now we've got a little patch of diamonds here. Hopefully it's substantial. I think the lava is kind of, back into the behind of us, but we'll just try to break each one as we go. Good start. This is the first full 8 cube of diamonds that we've seen. So good stuff. Thank you, RNG. We talked about that a little bit for those who already know what it is. Kind of explained that that abbreviation and kind of how it's used and why people will call out to RNG or ask or curse it for treating them badly. By and large, just looking for that game luck. And we'll take this coal and the levels that come with it. Now, we didn't see anything else at the redstone. Yeah, we're on a mission. The iron too, I'm gonna leave. The coal I'll grab. We're still, as we saw at the end, I think it was the end of the last one when I made all the torches, that we've got a growing set of blocks of coal. In fact, I think we have a full stack. I think we just used the handful of extra to free up what coal we did have. So enough to make some torches, but I think we're down to a couple dozen pieces of individual last coal. So the bin is a little bit down to dust, and we'll keep filling our pockets up with that stuff as we go. Like the mine shaft in the last episode, we're getting out to a point now where going back and forth is almost as costly as as the mining itself in terms of time, right? We just got to trek a long way to go. In some ways, I combat that, or in some worlds, I combat that by going 3 high and being able to jump a little bit. But when you get out this far, even that is a little more. You're just going to be pulling a lot of rock as you go, and unless this is a path to get us somewhere in the real world or the overworld, as opposed to the Nether. It's you're just spending a lot more time for only seeing one more stripe of. Well, you see the fold, right? You see this, and this. So you've got a chance. And again, we're at level 11, so this is 12 and this is 13. Diamonds can go up to 16, so it's not unuseful. But I just kind of get into the keep pressing on. And going. Again, if you've got a mining technique that you particularly use, feel free to share that. Let me know in the comments what it is that you like to do. Would love to check that out. But if there's a means, I've probably tried it at this point. I've never really done a lot of TNT in the overworld, particularly. I think the cleanup and all that is kind of a mess, and even more so, the place where I will use it some is down in the Nether, looking for netherite. But even that gets more messy. So yeah, well, this episode is going to kind of be as advertised in the last. And I think I initially said, yeah, I think we may need 20. Like, that's a lot of diamonds. I think honestly, we keep going until we've got 30 some, or we've used up this whole episode. And we'll go back as needed to reset our tools. The other thing that we're kind of hoping to do here is see how far back through the biomes we can get. Right now we're in that little oceany spot that's probably pretty close to our quarry, but we want to get all the way past that, so that we're under continental stuff before we even really start thinking about branching out or going to sides or anything, because we're really hoping, and this could take up a big part of this episode, if we hit a flooded out underwater canyon in this ocean biome. More. We're gonna have to deal with that, and that is a project and a chore and takes some time and has its own risks that it doesn't even need mobs to kill me. I hope I've gotten a little better at it over time, but no guarantees. So, a steady, slow, careful progress on those. So we've I think the tally now is 14, a full set of 8, and then that was 6. So we're doing that almost halfway to a goal of 30, if we can call it that. I did torch. Sometimes I get excited amongst the diamonds and forget. Okay. A little bit of sound effects underneath. I think you'll get kind of a steady parade of sounds as we go. And we talked about the rattly. It sounds like kind of a runaway mine cart, in an old abandoned mine. You'll hear those, and I think we'd heard one leading up to our discovery of the mine shaft. We spent the last episode working to further clear out. Oh, this could be our trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's put that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. Yeah, so see the magma? That's the sign that we're we're going to have a little bit of work to do here, ladies and gents of the chat. And again, I say chat as, kind of the indication, and when you crouch, it doesn't let you kind of, I got the W key jammed. I'm just trying to move and hold my momentum against this. So let's pop down here and here. We know what we're up against. We've done well. We've got some more diamonds. Good. We're making steady progress on our goal, which is good. But now we've got undetermined amount of water we've got to cross, and there's a couple techniques or tools that I want to use to set that up, because just like this lake, we ultimately have to kind of set ourselves up where we've cleared out the water all the way around. But I mentioned in one of the earlier episodes, I don't know if it was that last one or a couple ago, a trip I took 20 years ago to Atlantis in the Bahamas, and they, among several other aquariums I've been to in the course of my life, have the kind of glass tube where you're the fish in the tank, right? You're in the fishbowl looking at all these fish around you swimming above and around. They can look at you coming through the middle of their habitat as opposed to the other way around. It gives them, a lot more room to live a sort of natural life. So all in favor of that. But yeah, we'll more or less try to replicate that to some extent using glass blocks, and we want to make our path through dirt because we want to clear it as easily as possible. Why would we put in obsidian or something if no? We'll just go ahead and sleep. I'm gonna quickly get a sip here. Very welcome. Okay. So, I don't know that we have... Oh, we have 8 pieces of glass. I don't think that's going to quite get it done. What do we have in the way of sand? Cut sandstone. Let's put away some of these random bits. We'll drop those off. We'll put that away. I don't think we've used any of our durability. I wonder if dropping on the magma underwater to get the air, if that helps chew up these boots to some of the extent that I've seen. I don't know. But for right now, maybe we have a lot more glass in here. And by a lot, I would have taken any. Okay, that's good. That's the best thing we've seen. Cut sandstone. Again, we don't want to confuse that with our others. So we got 2... We can make 2 stacks. That's okay. We'll leave the rest of the sand. Hopefully, we're not dealing with an endless stretch. So, we want to cook 2 stacks of glass. We are doing so at the expense of this gold. We'll just take it. We'll reverse things. Take it out to the building furnace. Hopefully nobody just wanders by like, wow, look at that, gold ingots. Excuse me, just sitting there. Since we're cooking, and we can, we will do these. Let's get the shield out of the way. I'm so happy that we've... Oh, now you guys aren't... Oh. Talking about... It's like the game knows. Don't feed avocados to parrots, and don't try to jam a handful of wheat down a chicken's gullet. It's not going to be very receptive to it, and it's going to probably peck your finger, like I said. Oops. Oh well, no problem. This is just, hey, welcome to the chicken area, chicken. So this is by and large just getting us time for that sand to cook down. But it's also, these are not quite as pressing needs as the diamonds had become, but we could definitely benefit from having full stacks of steak. Um, Obviously, we need a lot of leather, so all these things are good results of just otherwise killing a little bit of time. Um, okay, but we're not going to get into a full farming thing. This is a diamond hunt episode. We've talked about it. So why not just use, now we've got 20, we've already got boots on our feet, diamond chest plate. We can take diamonds up and apply them to these pieces, easy as it is, and get them healed up. Why not just do that? Why save up to make new ones? Well, the problem with just adding diamonds to that, which you can do, there's nothing against it in the game at all. We talked about with the enchantments, the weight or the cost of the enchantments as they go, and as you're applying them in the anvil, how you can stack them up. Well, if you've used diamonds to repair your gear, you're using those up. If you just, if you have these beat up boots that we have, right? And here we can show without doing it. Come here. So here, if we, no, we need the boots. Borrow you for a second. Air out the toes. It's kind of like after hiking on a trip, you go. So if we were to put one in, okay, boom, one enchantment cost, and it would repair them that much. Pretty good deal, right? No question. That's certainly a good deal, and it would only cost us one, and that would keep our boots going. Certainly, as a last resort, we would do that. But ultimately, we're acknowledging that these boots are never at that point going to get fully enchanted. Um, they will carry that cost and more, because each additional we can fully repair them with, I'd said 3 to 4 diamonds, from beat up. We could do that at that cost. However, if we do, they'll have used up those turns on the anvil. If you think of them, you only get so many turns, and some of the enchantments use up multiple turns as you go. What we can do instead is, even if it takes us through a bunch more durability to get all our diamonds and then build up our librarians, and our enchanting, so that we have the books to set up the armor the way we want it. We can still combine 2 pairs of unenchanted diamond boots, just like with a bow or anything else. We can put those together and repair them that way without that penalty cost. If everybody's following, if you have further questions or anything, feel free to put them in the comment. Happy to talk about it, because it's something I've worked through quite a bit. And again, once mending comes along, not a deal. Nobody has to worry about it anymore. You've effectively solved that problem. So that's certainly something to keep in mind. We're halfway, and I'm tempted to just, okay, well, we got half, let's just go. Well, we'll have the rest ready when we get back. But that also, that's the other thing I want to do. While we're working down here, we're going to take our respiration helmet. And just have that little bit of extra air time when we're dealing with it. You guys may see it can get difficult if we're bounding around down there. So, we'll see how this all plays out. Unlike, you know, lakes and surface water where waterfalls will stop when you go, you've really, if you wanted to clear the whole area, you got to put a block in each and every one, block everything because it's all water sourced. And yeah, it's a real chore. We're not going to try to do that. We're going to try to just move across it, but even doing that can be difficult. We'll get drowned in things spawning down there, so that can be a danger. The magma and stuff, burning our toes. We don't want any of that. So hopefully, hopefully all this extra cooking is just overkill, and we're not going to be needing it too badly. I'm just thinking as what else can we do while we're sitting here watching the paint dry? We can go get let's take the chests that we were talking about. Oh, see that? It only takes 3 play sessions for me to really warm up and wake up to the game, but I think you guys are seeing a miracle here. It's a good thing it's recording, so we can all celebrate it together. Yeah, we'll kind of flip our bamboo farm here. We'll let it start growing again. I think we've done this maybe once. Oh. I'm not real wild about that as the potential to drop a level as I'm going around, so we may have to modify here a little bit. But I think what we talked about doing was kind of kicking out a 2 wide here. At some point, we've got to go down for an adventure, clear this, get this hole dealt with. But I'm thinking we keep it 2 wide, go all the way across. Maybe we have a gap, and maybe we do a parallel one here and turn it there. Would look pretty decent. But under this tree here, let's put down at least a couple chests that can be our bamboo storage system. High-tech storage system, by the way. Okay. Now that we don't have a bed and we managed to put ourselves out across our property, let's rush back as it gets dark. Yeah, now we got bamboo, and you saw, what was that? Two stacks of 48, and then a full stack. So 2 and a bit stacks of bamboo already from basically nothing, which is great. We still need to do the same something with sugar. We'll get there. I'm not overly sweating it right now, and I think we're at least doing decently at not what are we not wasting? I was gonna say not wasting something. I have no idea what it was. But then I was struck with the idea of, hey, as long as we're going, why don't we just do a lap here of the farm? We're close. I'm not touching it, but we'll just go all around the perimeter here. Make sure that all these internal areas, even these far ends that don't get loaded as often, apparently, get pulled up. Get at least one active cycle to try to click some growth on all these various crops, and then we'll be back into the depths. So now we can pick up that gold too. Should be done cooking. Again, I don't mind a little bit of chores. I don't want to just do a farming episode. I'm pretty well saturated with that. I know you guys must be. So We're going to leave that as is, but we're going to try to pick along and get some progress. And there's our glass. So we'll have glass. Let's do one extra batch of cobble. Got our food. We'll maybe eat right once we get all the way down. When we're set to work. I guess I should have brought maybe doors for like a kind of airlock if we do want to venture out into it, but depending on what we have, we haven't even really been able to see into it yet. So depending on what we have to work with, it may just be a chamber, a smallish chamber. It's not going to be tiny. It wouldn't be flooded if it was, but small enough to just cross without thinking that we're okay. Yeah, we want to go swimming in here down at the bottom. On the other hand, if we, once we get to where we can stand in there and look around and see what else is out in the water, we may find that it's the bottom of a deep sea ravine, and there's a lot of stuff that, despite the challenge of water, we want to get to. So we'll see what we got. Again, just you got to deal with this challenge that as you go further and further, you've got longer to run. All right, there's our snack. Now, on these, we pushed out a little bit. It doesn't matter as much where we align. So what I kind of like to see if I can do, if I can manage it, is to not too far back, do a little hop over like this, right? So the water's going to come in. It won't just stay at 2 blocks high all the way here. It'll maybe split on this one if it comes in here at all. We'll fall down and get caught, and we can come and jump up here. It shouldn't spill back over the top, but if it need be, and until we're done, we're not flooding the whole tunnel, and that's why we raised the couple of torches too. We want to keep light in here, but this gives us an air pocket, a chance to breathe, and the current would push us all the way to here once we get into it and can just pop out. We'll have to fight our way kind of back out until we deal with it, but let's not forget we're switching here. So we'll take a deep breath, and I don't think we can do any more here. We just got to kind of go. Let's we don't need a bucket of water under here. Not ideal. Doesn't really do much for anybody. So, and even the iron sword, I don't think is too much. Okay. So that's good. One more. Did I just overhype all this as a kind of deal? I'm okay if I... Oh, that was supposed to be a... Oops. So, dirt. These were the ones we filled in. At some point, I'm still expecting a flood. Yeah, this is big time drama. I'm so glad we went all the way back up there to reform a deal. Oceans are really tough to deal with underground. I mean, it goes out in that direction, right? This is so weird. Oh, there we go. A little more, but hey, this is easy to deal with, that's for sure. I'd say that and watch me. Since we can, let's do those. What I'm trying to illustrate a little bit here, probably badly, is that these, you can see it kind of opens up into the distance there, right? We're not, free of all that, but to let you guys know, see it does have wide possibilities, and we got lucky. If this doesn't loop back around, we got lucky. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take up so much time planning for the worst, but had we crossed that bigger canyon, you gotta kind of wrap everything in, and we didn't. So sorry, but not sorry. Okay, now we're putting torches back down. I think I'll leave these up. I don't think we need to worry about our little flood control gate anymore, but just in case we're working through there, something spills out, we can damage it, deal with it without too much mess. It's kind of like a plumber or something, right? When they may have turned off the water and all that, but when they're gonna open up your kitchen sink or something, they still put a catch basin or something in there just to ensure that the back filled water. Here we go. Sometimes it's awful being right. So we didn't get too terribly far. 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't do it yet. Okay. So next option. Let's pop, drop. That's our deal. Now, when we open up that one, now it doesn't flow back as much. Now we have to get a little luck, because if all this has water above, then okay. So same effect, right? This is what we wanted in the other one. We're okay to go in between. We've got an air hole back here and some light. Oh, sorry, I just bumped the mic. We're going to try to, with swimming, I switch these back. Good reminder. Man, look at that. It already took wear. We didn't even fight anything. Stupid leather gear. It's alright, though. If this keeps us through safe, then I won't complain. So, we're not going to have to do too terribly much here, which is nice. And we just kind of go there and here, and then we'll put cobble down here. A big old, again, see how much that respiration, we'd be like putting 2 blocks down and then resetting each time if we didn't have that. So very nice thing to have, particularly for this stuff. Okay, so now we just break all the source blocks of water with the dirt, come back through, and while this may not be the most expansive, you can see, and we can look up and around. I'm going to keep this for the time being. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. It's a little bit of light. You can't see a ton underwater, and that's by design. And I'm absolutely fine with it. It's cool to have water's thickness, or just light limitations reflected. What I don't see anywhere, and I'm not gonna make it tougher on us to go try to find it, but I don't see any diamonds or anything around that we're missing out on. So yeah, this is very mini taste. If we were in a wider expanse, which we may still have to deal with, then row of glass on the top and on the sides and cobble on the bottom. You just have to kind of work these things, and when you don't have the respiration helmet, it's a slow, careful process to not drown as you're doing it. But knock on wood, first one's success. Having dealt with that challenge game and been so awesome about it, wouldn't it be cool to reward us with a few shiny blue things on the far side? Maybe. Saying that's how we get lapis. By the way, that's what the game is like. Yeah, for sure, shiny blue. That's what you asked for, right? Here you go. We'll see. I'm going to try to resist the urge to check. There's the lapis. To check the biomes too often here. As you can hear, there's still plenty of water around, whether that's caves with rivers or whether that's underwater. There's what we're talking about. Or whether that's underwater, oceans, canyons, whatever. Remains to be seen, but this is why we're here, and we'll hope it's not. There we go. Now we're talking. So maybe 6, probably 2 deep on that corner, and then the 4 in the middle. But that's again. Oh, you stinker! Alright, let's see. Didn't we talk about prepare, don't hoard game? It was your advice, not mine. I'm just saying, maybe practice what you preach, huh? Maybe. Good thing to think about. But hey, we're 5 more. That's getting us steady progress, and we'll just keep banging away here. I'm gonna lift the mic for just a moment. That was a double sip. And of course, in the midst of it, I'm like trying to cross over hands to lift the mic thing and hold my cup without spilling on myself. I know I'm a big boy now. Doesn't even have a sippy top. I think it does because it's just that kind of mug. But I'm not using it because I can hold up my coffee cup. Again, this is the same coffee I made several sessions ago. Second cup. And I do find that second cup holds really pretty well with the little brewer thingy sitting atop it. It will wait until I'm ready for it pretty nicely. And then it cools very quickly once it's not covered on top anymore. So go figure, heat escapes. But yeah, it will be the last coffee of the day, I'm sure. It's already a little marginally late. I do find that, with this recording, compared to other projects and things that I work on a laptop, or when I'm working from home, when you're talking continuously, you can't get through those cups. They're a little bit like Linus's blanket, right? I feel more awake and ready to go just having them by my side. The act of making coffee, I think, is kind of ritualistic and helps your brain prepare. It's that same thing of putting on your gear. For me, it was hockey gear, but football pads or your soccer cleats and your shin pads or whatever it is. Kind of that time in the locker room, and a lot of baseball players, I think, are notorious, but I think all sports players get superstitious about some things. And not that's too far. But people that are inclined to be superstitious definitely, the ritual of gearing up for something definitely reflect that, right? They will put on only their left shoe first, or put their sock and shoe on one foot before they do on the other. Just silly, nonsensical things like that. And I think most people, if they sit there and they go, I don't really believe that this affects my success, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna tempt fate by doing it some way different, that kind of thing. But what it really amounts to is you've established a pattern of behavior, and it feeds into your brain, just preparing you that, hey, this is what I do. Body, get ready, muscles start. Let's get those nerves online. Everybody in good condition, rush a few extra cells and mitochondria and all that into the area. Whatever you want to think of it, that's kind of the gear. And I think that's the same for me with coffee. A lot is caffeine, but another part is placebo, and just the act, the smell, everything. It's all associated to your body with, this is the thing that we have when we're waking up in the morning, and then reset with kind of part way through the day with another one. And it's good to keep those traditions, I guess cues and indicators and ways within our routine for our own mind and body to reset and kind of prepare. So, random coffee thoughts. Anybody? Ooh, we're full. Not too full though, because that's gonna go away. These can go together. Ended up with a lot of overhead glass, didn't we? We really need to, unfortunately, and this is said lightly in regard that we need diamond, and diamonds we're getting. We'll have them, but we really need to spend some time where we can wake up every morning with hordes of skeletons around and just go mow them down to get some more arrows in our quiver. It wouldn't be a bad thing about now. But our chickens are coming. Well, now we're so far away, they're not gonna get any benefit of this time. We can hope that they'll be ready to eat again when we come back. Just having finished gearing up to come down, and then when we come back and clean up our inventory, hopefully that'll be enough so that cows and chickens are ready to eat again. Our crops will probably get a little less benefit just because we're not right there in our home, but I can live with that. That's okay. What else do we need or want to talk about? So what's our counts at? I think 21 on this trip plus, no, is that right? 16 and 5? Is that what? 14. 14 and 5. So we're at 19 on our trip. We'd said we kind of want 30. So, we could, just saying, we could crush that game if you gave me 2 8s. But, even, 2 more pockets, as long as they're not, and whatever, I'm saying this, it's not make or break. I'm not pinning my well-being on what we get. A couple average results will give us plenty of diamonds. A couple of super low, we just have to press on for one more. And even then, that's with a little bit of surplus back behind. So, I think we're already okay. We could make that full set of armor again with what we've currently got, but we need We need enough to get our tools going. Have some picks, kind of spread all this stuff into go mode. And of course, looking forward, where are we at in the world? We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna poke around and do some things. There we go, without just grinding on chore building type stuff for a bit, but. Along those lines, we need to start thinking about villagers and how can we get them going? Do we another 5? Interesting, but again, not too terrible. All we need is 11, so a 6 would take care of us. But yeah, villagers. What do we need to do? Do we immediately turn and go to trying to roll a few books on our healed guys and see if if we can just get lucky grinding on two individual villagers, get them to give us one of really 2 trades that we'd most like to have in our arsenal. Let's see if we can. Did I skip that? Did I get thrown off by this? I'm gonna be leaving all these blocks, and it's gonna make me distracted. But yeah, do we sit on those, or do we go ahead and start getting set up? It'll take some chopping and that kind of stuff. But we got loads of wood. We can cover all that. We got loads of wool. Now from our spider friends, we can make beds from clumps of spider web for our villager friends. They would love that. I bet it would be like the most luxurious sheets you've ever heard. Like what is it called? You hear them advertised around Christmas time. It's like, these are the sheets that 7 out of 10 of the former White House residents have used on their beds, and now you can order them for a Christmas gift for your wife. Because what says I really know what you're into and are all about than sheets. I get it. There's kind of a romantic piece, but seriously, husband, wife, I don't care who you are. You know enough about people to know things that they're into that would actually, like, hey, if you had a friend that went out and hung out with your wife, I guarantee, almost, I'm sure there's exceptions to every rule, but most women are not going to be sitting there going, you know what, I can't wait, or would make my Christmas. We're bogged down. I wonder what we're around right now. You know what would make my Christmas? It would totally be if I could get some new sheets. Most comfortable sheets in the world. Hey, we're into the savannah. That's cool. So yeah, expect something crazy. We definitely just got stuck there for a moment. But yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the name. It's like 2 words. It's like branch and bell or something like that. Sheets, and they're supposed to. I don't know. I don't have any. Yeah, how are you guys? This is fun things to talk about while just pushing through endless rock. What kind of pillow people are we here in chat? And again, there's a certain level of adulthood that, when you're a kid, your parents are gonna get you bed and put pillows on it and stuff like that. That's kind of the part of the deal, right? They just do it. You don't get a whole lot of say. They're gonna decide, for you. Maybe you get to pick the patterns on your sheets and all that. That's cool. But in terms of on your bed, what you sleep with, how many pillows are you in terms of a pillow person? And then what kinds of pillows are you? Do you have a favorite or a preference within all those that make you go? I'll tell you guys, I'm a multi pillow person. Have been for a long time. I think it goes hand in hand with reading and liking to read in bed. I want to have um, a bunch of pillows on my bed, and again, for by and large, been I've never been married, but I've been by and large single, so I've never really had the experience of actually, long-term sharing a bed. So others may know this is one of those things where you only get to have your own choice until until you're sacrificing, a bit of your individual wants and desires for someone that you care about, which is great. Again, this isn't trying to go deep or anything into a topic that I appreciate from a distance, but really, it's part of why I probably have remained single is, like it or not, we're often selfish creatures, and particularly with my time and just personal habits. And I think as you get older, unless you're a person that really wants to have another person in your life and feels that they're uncomfortable. And I've talked about dogs and stuff enough to know, I love dogs. I would love to have one as a pet, but there's parts of my lifestyle that I don't want to sacrifice enough to make that worthwhile. Well, it's going to sound awful, but that also comes into play in terms of getting married or some of my longer term relationships. Unfortunately, there are certainly other reasons, right? I would gladly sacrifice a lot of my stuff for real love, all that sappy nonsense stuff. But I don't think I've really found that right person so far in all my years that's gone along. So reflected in pillows, I definitely am the I need a big bed and I need a bunch of pillows. Start when you crawl into bed with a whole stack that you can virtually be sitting like you're in a couch up against the headboard or wall or whatever it is that's at the end of your bed. Without whacking your head into something. So I like to have kind of big substantial pillows for that, but then for sleeping, something that's old and worn down. I've got I think 5 pillows. It shows how regularly, but I think 5. Two big down pillows that are kind of the ones that when you make up the bed, they sit on the bottom, and then 3 synthetic fill pillows of some kind that they're whatever. This is fingers crossed. I would love to have this problem. I was gonna say this is when you see the diamonds, right when you break your last pick. You can always play that game a little bit though. By the way, knowing if you're gonna use up a pick all the way, you'll get some of the last stuff that you're mining when you go. And again, another reason to leave some of the stuff in the walls if you don't have a lot of extra space. Don't break out a bunch of coal if you know you're almost filled up, because you'll pick up the cobble on the way back, and it may potentially despawn before you can turn around and get all the way back down again. We're talking a little bit of game time here. So anyway, back to pillows. Those aren't pillows. 2 big ones, just kind of have as wedges, and kind of buffer. And that's kind of what I was thinking here. We'll get back to it, but a couple big ones to kind of prop up, or if you're trying to be a little bit more upright as you read or something, nice to have those underneath. But then, yeah, I want a synthetic of some kind pillow that's fairly flat. I don't want I don't want my head mashed into a lot of depth. Um, but I do, it doesn't always have to be. Uh, oh, oh, that was a mistake. We'll have to get back to that. Um, but yeah, a couple. So when it's hot in the summer or something, the freeze cooler side of the pillow. If you wake up and are at all tossing and turning, you can kind of swap, get get a fresh one from the stack, or just have a couple so that. Excuse me, gonna cough. Sorry, no mute. Just had to get it up and away. Hopefully the mic didn't pick up too much of that, although I suspect you heard it. So yeah, when I sleep, I like to have that. You can stack a few thin little pillows together. If you're feeling whatever your neck or something is sore, you want a little bit more support. Just sleeping on a couple of them, but they push them off to the side, in and out. So down pillows, I don't. Some people, I guess, swear by down. I don't understand. And everybody knows down pillows. Okay, they're gonna be feathers. Guess what feathers are? They're a shaft with some little fluty things on the outside of them. Yeah, together, incredibly soft. Historically, people have used them for a long time as pillows. When it's that or a sack of straw, I get it. the feathers win out. But compared to most everything else, why did that ever become a thing? They're awful. The the little feathers always find a way to have the pokey end of a bunch of them sticking out. They then it's kind of like rocks in a field. We've talked about that before. They're gonna shed out of these pillows for the life of the pillows. And I've had these couple for a long, long, long time. Because for one thing, I never sleep on them, so they don't really get that whole like sweaty, nasty coloring thing where like you. And everybody can admit it. Just like in class, there's times when you're asleep in your bed and you're gonna, through no conscious effort, you're gonna drool all over that sucker. You're gonna wake up wet cheek, drool everywhere. It's nasty. That's why we have washing machines. So get over yourselves. It's just a part of life. But I kid a little bit. But so again, we've got 30, but we wanted 30 and we had 6, so we're still just a little bit short of our goal. Let's check our time. Awesome. We're just about halfway, so we're way ahead of schedule when it comes to that. Let's try. I'm going to put these back and hope that we don't make a mistake. But as far as I remember, the reason we ended up here was we were more or less walking straight south looking for ocean, and there was, I think, a swamp or something we went through, but we hadn't come across a whole lot of water, or we might have stopped already or gotten on a boat and gone in another direction. So hopefully we won't have need for those particular supplies in the future. We also don't need the sword, we discovered. What we do need is a bunch more stuff, and depending on how we do with our inventory of diamonds and how this next little run goes, maybe we'll have so many we can just kind of start using diamond picks. Doubt it. It's a long way off, but it'd be nice. Man, that brings back that second world. We were so on the cusp of having a lot of that functionality, and when I say I like to slow play a little bit. You end up without a lot left to do if you just rush through all the content. Yeah, but it doesn't mean I don't appreciate having the improved tools and things when I get them. It's still there's still a reward there, even if you're not trying to rush through it. There's a reason why so many people do, and why it's a tempting trap to fall into. It's a lot more fun to work on projects and things when you got good tools, and when you just got the starters. So what do we got? Here we're feeling a little better here. I don't entirely trust that there's not going to be somebody that comes along and tries to get us. Now the witch is interesting with only 2 arrows. What do we do about you? I don't wanna die. I say kind of facetiously, but that's a nasty little combo over there. You got 2 creepers and a witch. We're just gonna try to feed and maybe stay on target. No guarantees, but our target is diamonds. It's not fighting witches. If we can de-escalate the situation, diffuse and just non-violence. We're all about that today. Now, typically, this is flying in the face of my normal reactions to any of this kind of stuff, because normally I want to deal with the threat and not risk. And it looks like maybe the creepers they're either despawned or are hiding, trolling me. No, hang on one second. I'm gonna mute you guys. Let me deal with something. I'll be right back. Apologies. Had a little buzzing going on my phone there, and I needed to acknowledge it. This is first of all, let's get back ahead in the game here. I forgot. I kind of stepped away in the middle of stuff. So if this is only a witch, we got options. Let's do 2. Let's use our 2 arrows to. Man, that cow sound scared me so bad. All right, now while you're still healing. Ha! That's how you take down a witch. Again, without the creepers there, that's how you do it. If those creepers had stayed up, no way you can do that. They're gonna flock in and would have made for a bad day. So anyway, I was kind of telling the story here, and I this is embarrassing, and I feel bad. So you guys all, or anybody that's watched previous videos knows, yesterday I was in rough shape. Allergies were just wrecking me. I'd slept terrible the night before, and And, I kind of woke up, was like, oh, I don't even know if I'm going to do this, but yeah, I will. And you guys saw the brain sludge was real. It was. I was a hurting unit. And it's a little bit of that self-pity kind of stuff. I was fine. I could have gone to work or whatever. If I had to, it would have been all fine. But when you're streaming and recording content for stuff like that, you feel it, right? You're like, I gotta just spontaneously present to people as I'm playing a game. You feel when you're not on your A game, so to speak, and I wasn't. Well, I'd said along the way, I was like, if it was ever going to happen, this is a perfect time. I don't have anything more going on, and so bring it. I'm just going to lay on the couch and feel awful and all that kind of stuff. I was such an unintentional jerk yesterday. The night before, and this is kind of a standing deal. I got some buddies, and one of them has just kind of a standing deal where on a weekday morning he'll go and hit balls at one of these top golf places. It's kind of like he did. It's sort of outdoors. Well, it's out. It's like an open-faced building, right? If this wall just didn't exist, the rest of this stuff is indoors. But out here, it's just open to the elements, and there's an overhanging roof, and you can shoot golf balls. It's like 3 stories tall. And so everybody can go. And then, it's kind of a restaurant. They serve food and drinks and all that kind of stuff. But you can just go. So, he does that regularly. I've kind of said, at times I should do that. Well, I totally forgot that I'd replied the night before. One of my other friends was going to be there, and his dad and all that. And so I'd replied back, and I said, I'm in. Let's go. By the time I woke up and yesterday, I didn't think about it for a second, and I was such a jerk. In the course of my napping section of the day yesterday, I was in that time when I get this call. Hey, where you at? And I didn't even get to the phone because I had silenced it, and in the course of recording the episode where I said, oh, I don't have anything going on today, I'm fine. So, yeah, I goofed. Felt bad, horrible, because I for a long time it's been, hey, why don't you come? I didn't have to say yes. I just totally, that was the brain fog I was in yesterday. Really by the time I finished that morning session, all I was thinking about was like, oh, let me just flop on a couch and go. I didn't even think about it until I saw that I'd missed the call and went. So, yeah, apologies for the interruption there. I couldn't knowingly ignore stuff on my phone when I'd pulled that move yesterday. So, sorry for the interruption here, guys, but in way of explanation, that's kind of why I was like, I will afford a little break here. Anyway, in telling that story, we run around, we fed our animals. We were just back here to resupply on tools, right? Is there anything else we're missing? I don't think so. Let's go. Let's go get more diamonds. All we need is 5 more? 6 more. 6. We're at 30, but we said we needed 30 and we had 6. So 6 more. We're going to stick to our self-expectations. We'll get what we have. We'll come back up. Make a full set of unenchanted diamond armor, and we'll store the pieces that we have. If we then get enchanting going before any of that stuff's gotten too worn down, we'll call it good and call those 2 souvenir pieces that we'll keep in our memento chest. And hey, remember when we just had that unenchanted diamond armor? We were like savages back then. So yeah, we're close. This is way better than we were at the end of the cave spider hunt. Definitely, we made some good progress, and just a little bit more here, and we'll be fairly good. Hopefully, that'll give us enough. We may need to get a few more odds and ends of diamonds as we as we play along here while we're getting set up to enchant. But I think we're pretty close that, amid and around some other, just activities, we'll want to keep building on our base a little bit. Like we talked about, we've got some smooth sandstone reserves. We can build up that corner of the wall, start to make our home take shape a little bit more. And we certainly, this is a little bit adventure, not as adventure as the Cave Spider Springs mine, but it's still, a little bit. We got underwhelming tunnels through ocean. We have reached the far side of all that unscathed. Should we take this coal? Not yet. Diamonds. Focus on the diamonds. But yeah, we've reached the savannah last check. I don't know how far in or how close to the edge we were when we did that, but good enough. And we'd like to explore the overworld. We'll have to eventually set up some sugar. We'll hopefully find a giant tree taiga biome at some point that's got some more podzol for us to harvest. That would be good. Then we can have even more massive trees. We got our saplings. That's something we should think about doing. And again, I'm just kind of running through the mental checklist. I don't have any of these things written down or anything. It's just when you're doing these long runs, it's worth thinking about what did I have? What have I not done that I thought about doing? Some of those kind of things. So. I definitely want to do some expedition-y. We did a big boat trip today. I'm not in my IRL today. A couple episodes ago. So I'm not saying we haven't done any of that kind of stuff, but we want to keep that up. We don't just want to stop now because we got a few diamonds. And I have no idea what I want our nearby villager outpost to look like. I would prefer not to have to build it from scratch, even if it's similar to what we've already had. Between all the building we've already done and gathering any more resources, I mean, we could cook some stone, we could make stone bricks or something like that. And the thought has occurred to me that with our fortress base, we could put them on a little other island and kind of have an island colony of traders that we would just boat to, pass through or whatever on our way. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't given it much thought. And we'll, as with everything else, something will inspire. When you kind of leave yourself open up to ideas and possibilities, just like this kind of world will just very quickly becoming a favorite of mine. It will fade from memory pretty quickly if we lose it, but it's already got appeal that I didn't have in the second. And again, between them, really, where the episode I'm currently uploading, I think, is 16, and that's as far as we went episodes wise in any world yet. Now we haven't advanced as far, clearly, but that's been slightly intentional. We didn't want to just push through, and we've done more building. So I'm good with that, and I'll never worry that I'm not as fast as some other people in moving through content. I just want to, as long as I'm having fun and enjoying the game, yeah, that's the only score to keep, really. So yeah, we'll keep plodding along, and maybe in terms of villagers, we'll get hit with something that we hadn't really considered, and go, yeah, that's what we want to do. And I don't know, with all the resource gathering we've already done for the other stuff, if I'm quite ready yet to take on another one of those. It would be. No, it's way too far away. I was going to say, that cool, kind of, I think it was what's the extreme Savannah Hills biome. And I know I didn't pull it up, I didn't show it, but in the most recent boat trip when we'd gone to get spruce saplings, and we're winding our way back. We found a straits to go into an ocean, which we later found out we were already a part of. But that's cool, and that's why you go, you learn stuff. But we found that cool mountain, it kind of had a few blocks floating out in the sky, but it had waterfalls and lava falls that were both kind of loading and then falling in once their sources had been rendered in the game. Just saying all that, if you guys saw those episodes, very may help. If you're not familiar with the name of the biome or something like that, it may help jog your memory on what I'm talking about. Do we see diamonds? I think it may be worth us at least going to check, right? I think this is our torch spot. Clearly we have a skelly down there. Now we got to be kind of careful. We can't just get completely sucked in. Oh, you know what that means. It's the no cave spider, no springs mine that was far more successful in the mining industry than the one we've currently discovered. And it may be close, maybe hundreds of blocks away. That's sort of the deal when you hear those mine carts. I've talked about that several times. That doesn't necessarily mean it's right next door. Man, what I was hoping was for diamonds. Come on. Just give me a little something. Now, somewhere up here is probably the skelly because we've been hearing him, so he could have been over our head. Yep. Just took an age to get there. Hey. Alright. So kind of corkscrew shaped cave, we ended up above ourselves, but here may take us back down into diamond level, and I think our tunnel would, it kind of comes down there, so it would largely skirt this and may connect, but this looks significant. Light first. This, we kind of went over, under, and around whatever this little tunnel is. How we doing on torches? Let's keep those coming. Let's have a snack while we're safe. And let's check our Y level. We're at 14, so this is perfect. Whatever this big area is, fingers crossed. Somewhere in all of it, we get just a little pocket. Ha! No, nothing. Oh, what a bummer. Those are the kind of areas that you hope for, though, are big open spaces like this, not a huge ravine, so not a lot of vertical trouble jumping down on you, but lots of exposed area that may have some diamonds. This is a little torn. I'm not staying on target, and I kind of almost hate to do it. But let's take the coal, nothing else, and just run around real quick. We may never come back up here again. So it's a shame not to get the XP, not to get the coal when we need it so bad. Not as bad as diamonds, but not enough to completely ignore either. Now let's go back through here. Again, just hoping coal. And we'll obviously get to level 46 right here. Remember, each of these levels costs a lot more than the levels that we first started with, and that's one of the cool things about Minecraft is since you spend your levels, they don't unlock skills or anything like that, but they do drive the enchanting mechanics. So since you're spending them, you're always bouncing how much you want to sit on. And while we may not have books and librarians and everything set up, that's another didn't even occur to me until just now, but do we want to do a fairly quick build on a darkroom spawner and set that up? We would, we'd certainly at least get enough to do some big enchants on a couple of our items. We're in sort of a buildy mode. Again, it gets back to we're then gonna have to spend more time gathering the resources, whatever they are. But we've got so much wood now. A lot of that isn't gonna be even the chore that it is when we've got the bamboo. We can do the scaffolding. I'll have to have a think. I haven't. This is just speculating out loud. In and amidst all the adventuring, but no, I think we need one more, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Oh, come on, diamonds. I have a feeling eventually we're going to come back into that same chamber we just cleared out. Again, a little trolly. Now, it's weird, right, that I'm leaving all those, but these are easy to get to. We don't have to guess, was that a cave that we've cleared out or not? Here's exactly where we've already been. So, unfortunately, we just got to kind of endure a bit of repetition. It's kind of unlikely we're going to hit anything right in the midst of all this, but maybe. You never know. That could be the way the game compensates for so much exposed, is maybe there's pockets clustered all around that. Well, if we go far enough, we got it. We got to see some diamonds. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, I'm going to try the left-handed. Well, let's do one more. Then as I get positioned to do the extra pick work, I'm going to lift the mic and take another sip. Oh, man. For anybody that, it's such that kind of high school attitude. I had it. I think most people do. I know better than you do. I've got my system. This is how I work. And then you're like, I'm a multitasker. I can totally, I totally need to have a bunch of stuff going on at the same time. You can't tell me that I need to focus. This is the way I work best. Well, that last little just muting bit is certainly oh, my friends. It's certainly evidence that only goes so far. If seriously, 3, nothing else? Was that because of the gravel? Oh, man. So now we gotta go hunting for 2 diamonds. Okay. But anyway, yeah, I mean, just seeing me when and I've a long while, this isn't anything just to do with streaming. It happens to me all the time. You try to do 2 different things with your different hands at the same time, your brain doesn't handle it as well, and gaming totally reinforces that over and over and over again. And I think the better able you are to do some of those things, the you know the more elite, truly elite, not just I'm an elite gamer kind of stuff, but truly you're operating on another level. You don't need to be that to be successful, but only that ability to have your hands doing two different things at the same time while splitting your focus between them. That's a real skill, and just trying to hold a pick steady going onto the same area while reaching across to operate on the other side of the body with a hand that is currently holding the mouse that you would normally use to do it. Move a mic out of the way, lift a cup to your mouth, drink, and then reverse everything, put the cup down safely, and reposition the mic. Twice in that little thing, I'd over picked down in one too low for one of the blocks, and like fumbled the mic or something else as I was going. It wasn't. Ooh, all right, we got a new shot now. These are all high. Did you see how just brazenly I hopped up on that gravel block? Don't ever do that. Stupid. So what do we got to do here? We got to fill all these, make a wall for the lava that's down below, and we're going to have to pick out these pieces. If I thought I had more dirt, I probably do, just having randomly picked it up, but we'll pick it, get it back. Now we can go through here. So 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, torch. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, well, that's a lava lake. I don't see. It would be cool to see some diamonds in and around here, just saying. Pick switch. Definitely kind of feeling the grind. This is 30 is a high number to say for any one session. Normally you can break that up, but we put it off for so long. Any real concentrated effort, I just felt like let's get this done, and this will give us enough that we're not we're not just barely scraping by and all of a sudden right back in the same spot. We should have full set of armor with a lot of durability, where we don't have to worry about that for several back to back sessions. We'll have enough for a little smattering of tools, and enough left over that if we got really dire, we could do some patch repairing if we had to. Although I think hopefully we never get back to that. What we'd really like to, if we find we get to the point where we've just got an excess, is start throwing them into additional tools and actually using them, enchanted or not. Would be kind of the next move. And that's kind of a nice, excuse me, the nice thing about tools and mending is you can sit on them. You can use a pick all the way down to the last little sliver of red durability, and then as long as it doesn't actually break, you can take it to an enchanting table, and if you've got a mending book, you can load it up with the best stuff, get it, use books to fill it in, and then just throw experience at it, and eventually it'll be back to full durability, ready to go. So you don't have to feel like you can't use diamond tools. It's kind of nice to not, until you've got mending, to not have to rely on that. But it's it's out there for us. Come on. Should we want it? None of that matters though if we don't get these last three. Couple diamonds. One, two, three, four, five. Oh my! It's getting elusive. So yeah, I think this grind is probably gonna do it. It's been a lot of content today, and I'm happy with that. I'm thrilled. I think the world has come a long way. But I think it'll be time to kind of get clear of it and enjoy a little time away from the laptop, if you know what I mean, before while the sun's still up. And I did get out. You know, it's a little wet. I'm hoping it kept drying out. They had said that the weather's going to kind of improve after that. You know, late afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock type time, and we're right at the brink of all that. So it may turn into a pretty nice evening, and then tomorrow's supposed to improve a little bit and get nicer and nicer through the weekend. So I think Friday may be a iffy chance of some rain or something, but we'll see. But I would definitely enjoy a little bit of time outside this evening. We'll see if that wreaks havoc on the old histamines afterwards. But I hope. Shh! Don't tell Mother Nature. Don't let her hear. But I would think that all this rain buys me a day or two of nothing, and now I just know it's going to build up for a little bit, and like I said, typically allergies don't really get to me. I don't know why it hit so hard yesterday. If I just gotten a dose of something out there, like I said, just some things. Most things are pretty late, but if some particular bush or flower or something was just starting to bloom and had released a bunch of pollen, maybe that was what got me. I don't know. It's not something some people I know suffer with allergies non-stop. I hope I'm not morphing into one of those things here after a long time of not being that person, but I doubt it. I think it'll be a nice distant memory, but get some time out, get a little bit more exercise and fresh air than what I had yesterday, and then hey, try to get another winning night of sleep would be equally nice. I think that would put me in a whole new wonderful world of feeling good. Again, we don't want to be extraordinarily kiwi down here, but worth taking a peek. Now, all I'm doing here, I want to keep from getting pushed all the way back into the lava if things start going bad. It would be a real shame, but entirely predictable that you start getting and then die with beat up old diamond and iron armor on when you had enough to start refitting your. There's a creeper. All right, you knew there was going to be somebody, and that bat is trouble. I don't like the bats so much when the creepers are around. So way too high up for diamonds now. This is just getting silly, but a little bit of a run out just to see what all is there, and also to kind of try to protect our flank. I hear you. I know you guys are around. I haven't seen a hole where you can drop down on me. That doesn't mean I missed it. Or didn't miss it. What I actually intended to say. Yeah, just good to at least minimally look, see if any of these, when you encounter caves and there's water and lava flows and all that, just take a peek, see if they've exposed any little bits of diamond around that would finish up. When we either find diamonds or reach the extent of our torches/picks, torches quicker than picks, I think, in the little race. Although 14 goes, if you don't hit any caves or anything, that goes a pretty long way. So we'll see. The race is on, but when we get to that furthest extent, we'll just kind of check the biome. Having said that, that we'd like to push deep, and then maybe do an overland expedition back towards spawn. It'd be nice to see what biome we got to, so we can kind of guess how far out this tunnel goes when we're walking. But that's just kind of novelty stuff. I'm not really going to worry about the coordinates or anything like that. Honestly, it doesn't matter for much at all. But back in the day, it would have, because back in the day we could be making this our fast transit, right? We could widen this out, make it 3 wide all the way along, and then lay minecart tracks and go for a ride back onto the continent in kind of a subway tunnel, and that would have been pretty sweet. You can effectively make this safe from monsters with enough light. You can make kind of terminal stations where you've got elevators up into your bases, make another little base out at the far end. But if that, takes you to the middle of a continent that has a bunch of different biomes and things, and, gets you along, you can certainly still use the minecarts to get around. And while they're not as fast as an ice boat by any means, they have the advantage that you can be entirely hands-free while you're riding them, right? That's when you really can have a sip of your coffee or water or whatever. Even I wouldn't trust this in hardcore, but if you've got something going on, you can even if it's a long way, you can even just kind of walk away and effectively leave it AFK while you're making that trip. If you've ridden it a few times before, you can kind of time it and know, hey, and when I get into this minecart, I've got 10 minutes until I get to the far end. So yeah, then you can get up, you can walk around, you can be mobile, you not have to do stuff. However, it's just it's gotten to where the technology in game, the various mechanics that have been added since make using that mechanism so relatively slow. And even just coupling it with making the same railroad in the Nether, and at least getting the space or the ratio of blocks advantage, where you're in the Nether, every block traveled moves 8 in the overworld. So you have this, the coordinate ratio is vastly superior. So you can take the same mine tracks and everything, put them in the Nether, start So it was torches. The picks outlasted the torches. We did not get our full load of diamonds, but let's just check while we're here. Yeah, by the time we get back, we made a noble effort. We're gonna fail in our challenge. We wanted 30 just from mining, but I don't want to come all the way back down here. We're already an hour and 44 in. Let's just check our biome. So still savanna. Forgive me for keeping this up in front of us, but well, let's see. We can kind of selectively pick here too, though. Let's take this gold. We've got pick durability. We just don't have torches. So as long as we're not, coal would be tougher because you sometimes really need a torch by the far end of the coal seam. But we can grab that little bit. Certainly looks like we can grab some lapis along the way. So yeah, we'll just kind of use that back, chill on our way back in, and a little bit fingers crossed. It's not the craziest thing. I've definitely been filling my pockets on the way back and found a diamond node that's just barely exposed behind something else that I decided to gather. So yeah, it could happen, but we'll see. We're not going to do the redstone. We're not going to do coal or iron. Just grabbing a few things here and there, and trying at least to keep an eye to see if there's anything else. If we're just going through a long stretch of savanna back to the coast, or if we pass through any other biomes in the course of this tunnel. Plateau, so that's one of the hills within the savanna. River, savanna, river. The main one I'm really wondering about is swamp. I don't remember if we had swamp that pushed this far over. Not looking too likely. I think we got to get back to the ocean here pretty quick. One of the reasons why I'm looking for that and why I would like to do kind of an overland expedition as we go is to recall. I know if we went all the way back to spawn, we'd be in mountain terrain, and that of course has the benefit of you can find emeralds underground and just pick them up in addition to supplement your trading. It doesn't pay once you're working a trade system with the villagers. Nothing comes close. And like I said, I don't even make those as efficient as I could and perhaps should. I don't feel I need to. I don't feel like I'm missing anything with the way I get as much as I need, and I'm happy with it. And really have more than enough. It's then just a matter of time. How much time do I want to trade with them to keep filling my pockets? So a little more efficient than trying to bang around in underneath a mountain, but still kind of cool to come across little raw emeralds, especially when you have silk touch. You can pull the blocks, and while I don't find endless use for them when. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, yeah, we far exceeded our initial lapis capacity. That's okay. Lapis is underrated, and we'll need some. I don't know how much we already have, but we should watch it here and not just completely overuse or overgrab. 52, 60. Let's call that good. So yeah, now the only thing we're looking, if we happen to see gold, see a diamond we missed, in which case I expect you guys would have already laughed at me in the comments, since now I think we've passed through this area multiple times. So here we are, clearly back in the ocean. No surprises for any remaining biomes. That's fine. I don't need that lapis anymore. Here's our little tunnel. Remember that? Maybe I'll use something like that in my description. Come see the world's smallest aquarium we built in our Minecraft play session today. It just gets a little stale. Hey, we were again looking for diamonds. Thanks. See you next time. But yeah, maybe building the most underwhelming under the sea exhibit ever, something like that. We'll get a chuckle from the people that see it and then watch the video. I don't know. We've talked about that a little bit before too. I don't want to overhype. I don't know how literal people really look for the descriptions to be. They always remind me a little bit of Top Gear. Top Gear did some great stuff along the way with in some of their various iterations and seasons. They're moving target on a lot of that kind of stuff, but in some of them, they would kind of introduce and go, in today's episode, Jerry, wow, Jeremy Clarkson, Clarkson rides a scooter. May builds a scooter, and Richard falls in a lake, or something like that. And there's that understated British humor and all that. I kind of think of those kinds of silly, they don't really talk about what's really going on, but they have just that nugget of truth that as you watch through, you're like, oh yeah, that was well done. You guys get props for that. So we got loads of lapis. Once again, noisy neighbors. We got some more iron and some more gold, cooked with coal. Yeah. That coal definitely helps. We're eventually going to want to, I might as well hang on to these couple. Totally opposite from the beginning. I was like, man, just wait until you have like 40. Yeah, why need a couple? Once you start playing with them, like so many other things, they become pretty difficult to give up on after you've, try not to make the direct parallel to, like drugs or other addiction stuff. But yeah, it's a little along those lines that once you've started, it's real tough to then go away from using some of those kind of things. So that's why I do try to wait a little while and then emphasize the yeah, Salty, you tell them. We don't want any here, Mr. Traveling Salesman. Yeah, it's just tough to walk away. All right, so let's start here. And again, we failed. We wanted 30. We didn't quite get it. We're not going back, but we've got enough. So we're doing full gear. Let's start with the shirt. Then pants, hat, and boots. And they go quick, don't they? Uh-huh. You don't know. You never seen a diamond in your life, Mr. Wandering Trail Trader. There we go. Nice and shiny and fresh. Not a scratch on them. Now these guys, gonna hang on to. Hopefully we never really need all, we can kind of consolidate a set. Maybe we can make an armor rack already. Throw that upstairs. That'd be kind of cool. A nice little decoration, but one more thing we desperately need above all others. Gotta have a new sword. Don't want that breaking out from under us. Okay. So sword goes away. All our gear goes away. We still got 7. I'm not going to make up a bunch more picks just yet. Obviously, we can make 2 and a shovel, or an axe and a shovel and another pick. For the moment, let's just get iron. Restock our tools. I wish I knew a way, or I wish there, it was kind of like introduce an item to the game where you can put up a device, like some kind of thing that you got to build, a statue or something like that, or make it a kind of joking something that's a no solicitor's warning, or something that would make it so you place that, and then for 20 block diameter or something, wandering traders can't spawn within 20 blocks in any direction of that thing, kind of an anti-trader conduit. Same kind of concept, just I love having them there. I think they're fun to kind of play off of when you're recording or just playing yourself. But by the time you've seen, it's late. It's a little like cave spiders. Like, we've seen it, dude. You don't. I bought things that I wanted from you. It was awesome that you had them. You've got nothing new for me. Leave it. But that's a conversation for another day. I don't think there's. Should we feed one more time? Hang on. Let's check the time. Nope. We'll do it next time. We're on the brink of 2 hours, but I'd like to keep it, short. We've done it a couple times already in this episode. We'll do it again at the beginning of the next, but to remind ourselves, do we have any? Yeah, we got some extra. Let's put both of those in our inventory. We'll be all ready to go. Oh, that's one thing we can do. Sticks and some blocks. Can I make an armor stand? Armor. I don't think so. Stand? If anybody knows what and this is kind of one of the weird things about this recipe book. There's certain things that I don't know how to build, and they seem to appear later. I'm pretty confident it's an armor stand, right? Isn't that what you call the thing that you put your gear on? And it's kind of this is what I don't know. Is it like planks or blocks or what? I don't know. And I could look on the wiki, but I just really, the combinations aren't quite infinite, but there's too many to just purely guess. The tools and all that. Once you know the formula, you can kind of figure them out. But I would like to make an armor stand, and I don't know if I'm going to remember to check the wiki for a recipe. But someday I hope to be able to hang up my armor. So another fail. Man, we're laughingly, we're striking out in this episode. We can't get anything to go our way after we pulled 27 diamonds out of the earth. So yeah, we're doing all right. Next time, more fun and adventure. We've got to do some brainstorming and thinking about direction, what we want to do for our next, kind of project. Do we go the way of spawner and killing, or do we go the way of villagers and trading? we definitely have to at some point do the villagers. We got to get the mending and all that. Um, but particularly with the way that this world has been unfolding, we have some options to play around with. So we'll see. That's it though, and I kind of think that's. Mm-mm. They heard, they know. If you don't know what that is, we have heard that one throughout the day today. Good stuff. Anyway, thank you guys all so much. Every time I say it, it doesn't make it any less true. I see you guys coming in and enjoying the content. I know it'll, more will join. You guys are the pathfinders. You may only see one or two, but if you get a comment in, you'll live in legacy as some of the first to have ever been. And when it's just like carrots and pumpkins and things. When you're that first little seed, you're treasured. Then by the time it's all over, we're just plucking you out of the ground and in and out. So those comments will kind of all just be lost in the mix. So enjoy this time. But enjoy the content. You don't have just being here, enjoying it, stopping to watch one, two, maybe come back every once in a while if it's not exactly your thing. But I do appreciate the likes. I've seen those coming. The comments when they do come are great. So thank you all so much. Really do appreciate it. As always, get up. Stick your head outside night or day. If it's daytime or not too, the weather is not too bad, go for a walk, night or day. Look up the stars if you can see them. If you got too much light, maybe the moon is sticking out. I think we're maybe one night past full now. We were close not too long ago, so see what it's doing up there. And most importantly, take care of yourselves. Enjoy this planet. We only get one ride, one ticket each, so make the most of it, and be thankful that we get to be aware that we're here while we're doing it. So take care of yourselves and everybody else out there. And until next time, we I don't know, just be careful, have fun, all that good stuff. Come back next time. Bye.